Hey guys. Alright, well, I thought I was done. I had just finished a video and realized that there was more. Alright, there's reap what you sow. So, say they tell you something, like what I was trying to say earlier was don't shoot the messenger. Alright, so if someone tells you something to help you to be self aware, okay, and you don't hear it, and so they've got to get more poignant with their words to make them self aware because they're self sabotaging themselves. But they go around and slander, bear false witness, and do all these horrible things about the person that's trying to make them self aware because they care. Okay? But they're seeing it as an attack because their chakras are imbalanced. They're not seeing it correctly. Um, I really do invite everyone to go watch that documentary, The Divided Brain, on YouTube, free. Okay, so like people really don't have an excuse when it's free. Um, if you're going and doing bearing false witness, trying to set someone up, trying to put your karma on them, and trying to say all this bad shit about them, well, you reap what you sow, and you're shocked that they're, say you're mocking them and you're doing this stuff, but you're shocked that it's coming back at you. Well, it's reap what you sow. It's like, at what point do you realize that you were the one that caused it? For these people that are doing this stuff, and anyone who's doing this to other people, it's literally reap what you sow. Okay, and just be aware of what you're doing. If you don't have self-reflection, you're gonna have to pray. You're going to have to pray and speak the words out loud, okay? That doesn't mean yell it. Just audibly for the universe and the divine to hear and know what you want. Uh, by the way, check the description. It's there for a reason. Um, I've got, verse in there, 2 Chronicles 7:14, which is about repentance. Repentance means to turn away from. So if you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, whether you're aware or not, you still repent and say, you want to ask God to forgive you for your sins, known and unknown, and to make you aware of them. Okay? It's part of the reason why you want to be chaste, right? And chaste means that you're abstaining from sex, not just with other people, but also, masturbation, okay? Or whatever, anything that is involving that chakra, all right? Um, because you need to get healed. This, you may be stuck in, like sexual addiction or whatever it is that's going on, and it literally stems from what happened to you, and you don't seem to remember, or it's from past lives, a long time ago, it's a generational curse, whatever it is, all right? There's so many things that I was trying to say way back when and couldn't because of all the attacks and being just, yeah, attacked in every way under the sun. More attacks with more poison. I mean, I'm quite sure that they gave me like a shit ton of fentanyl, like enough to take out population. You know what I mean? Like a lot. Love is stronger than death. Okay? So, and as well as if you are someone that's on this journey and you you speak the word Psalms 91. There are words that are good in the Bible. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but there's also very contradictory words. And people that are saying it, you need to be aware of the words that you're saying, not just reading from the Bible and that you get this from it, but are you really understanding every single thing that's there? Like, I'll hear someone reading something or saying something, I'll be like, oh, do you not hear I heard what you're saying, but do you not hear this? Because it's like, that's like human trafficking, sex trafficking right there. Um, it kind of helps to open your eyes to, what's going on. You want to be careful of what you say and speak out and stuff like that. Um, but it's good to learn from it, you know what I mean? But not, you don't want, there's certain things you don't want to speak out into existence. But yeah, if you're attacking someone, but they're not guilty of what you're attacking them for, okay, you end up paying karma for that, you know? So the best thing anyone can do is you want to get rid of that karmic debt as bad as you possibly can, because it's making people drown in like emotional drowning, not physical, okay? Or a metaphorical drowning, all right? Or spiritual drowning. There's so many different ways of saying something. But it's so that you can heal. It's like you're self-sabotaging yourself because you're in lack and not comprehending, not getting, what's really going on. If you take care of the karmic debt and you're praying, and Psalms 91 is protection, so it's a good prayer. uh, you want to say that so that when you're on this journey, and of course you can repeat it and all that, but so that when you're on this journey, that you're protected. You want to keep praying and ask for protection. Invite Archangel Michael in for protection. You learn all these things as you go. You learn more and more and more, and it's wisdom that is the jewels of the crown. The crown chakra, um, because then it's how can I put it? It's how you have abundance in this form, that form. There may be people that have an abundance in this area, other people have abundance in this area, and so on and so on. But the more you keep going, because you're seeing it now or beginning to see it, whatever it is, you realize there was no need to have lack. Okay, well, how did people live before there was money? They grew their food. Say, like, some people were better at growing this, or they could deal with this, but this one, they couldn't. Da 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 da, and they bartered. Okay, they didn't have money. They bartered, right? Um, how did the Native Americans do things? I mean, I keep bringing this up because we're in America, and for those that are in other countries, you can look at the Native Americans or the natives of the land where you're at. But it just proves a point. How did anyone survive without money? Oh my Lord, how did that happen? Come on, y'all. There's a way of doing everything. You're sitting there thinking in lack. Well, grow a garden, grow what you're able to grow. Other people grow what you're able to grow. You can still do it. There's people that do it in New York, and small places where they shouldn't have that kind of room. There's all kind of ways of doing things. Necessity is the mother of invention. But if you're like doing things like starving someone, keeping themselves, or sleep deprived, y'all, I am sleep deprived real bad. But I'll be all right. Hell, I've been through a life of nonstop suffering. So these people think they're going to stop me. Like, really? After everything I've been through my entire life that you've put me through, this certain person or people, but you think that you're going to change something. But you're not seeing that it's someone that's trying to help you, and so you're trying to kill them and make them self off themselves, which they're not going to do. I've never had that in me. Um, if you want to attack someone, hurt someone, say bad things about someone, there's something going on there. You need healing. You know, Say out loud that, the protection that you want Archangel Michael to help you with protection from you self-sabotaging. I mean, like, that's a real good thing right there. Write it down and say it every day. What you speak, okay? It's your spell. All right? We're in a universe where your own words have the key codes to your life. Wouldn't you want to say what blesses you instead of curses you? People thinking that cuss words are cursing something. It's not. They're adjectives, okay? It's all in how you're doing it, okay? If you're aware of what you're doing, you wouldn't be doing something that's self-sabotaging. That's the point of healing the chakras. It's the point of getting healed. It's the point of the dark night of the soul. The fear is being projected from a number of people that are in fear and just don't have the comprehension of what's really going on and what they need to do. You don't want to steal or take from another. Go look at the Ten Commandments. Don't envy what someone else has because you have it within you. Don't seek outside of yourself when you're looking for this, this, or this. Seek within. What does that mean? That means that you meditate, you heal your chakras, you do all these things so that you learn how to tune in and hear the divine. It's the still small voice. It's like you're hearing your own voice, but that's how the divine's talking to you, right? You've got to integrate your shadow, all right? Look that up. Carl Jung, Jung. Look that up about integrating your shadow. That's, your research and your homework. I mean, thank God you're not in school doing this crap, right? You get to do it through the divine. How awesome is that? You know? Everything that you want that some, oh, I want this, that. How about that inspires me to want to do that myself or whatever, just kind of reword it. But let something be an inspiration instead of you want to attack it, kill it, destroy it. You see my point? But with the manifestation, it's really about, when you get to that point, it's really about looking at it like Christmas, what you want for Christmas. Not worrying about how the universe is going to bring it to you or how, don't worry about the how. When you look at it like Christmas, like a child, when you're happy about Christmas, even if you don't have a happy life, but your hope is there and you're really wanting something, that you have that kind of, young-like aspect to looking forward to getting this or this at Christmas, right? If you look at it like that, oh, I really want this, but think of it in a way like you're a child and you're like your list of what you really, really want for Christmas. That feeling, the thought, and the emotion with it. That is an easier way to really bring in that manifestation. But again, don't make your manifestation, I want this person. Well, there's a problem with that, because what if, that's not what they're wanting? What if they want to stay single? What if they, all kinds of scenarios. Don't make it about one person. First, make it about yourself, your healing, because you're manifesting your healing so that you can see everything clearly the way you need to, instead of seeing it backwards, inverted, or wrong. It can be the difference of changing absolutely everything from something being negative to positive. And like I was saying in the previous video, be a phoenix and rise out of the ashes of, whatever you had to go through to heal. If everyone's doing this, how do you look at, how do you feel? See, it's people feeling naked is what it is. They're feeling naked because they did this, they did this, they did this. But if you look into, you know, what is called your Akashic records, which is, the past, what is called past lives, which is really just your ancestors. It was, the you that you were before you're you now. You know what I'm saying? It's, you can find out why you do this, why this, why that, or these, people you're around projected onto you. It tends to show you what your gifts are and you didn't even realize it. You end up finding a lot about yourself and what you're able to do, what you're capable of, instead of trying to take it off of someone else. The divine is about everyone truly being authentically who they really are instead of everyone trying to be a copycat. That's like weird. You need to be who you truly are. It's, you want to be authentic instead of having everyone like the same carbon copy. That's like, ew, think about it. You may not be able to see yourself yet in a way that you can feel positive about because you need that healing. Heal your chakras. It's not a joke. It's not a catchphrase or anything. It's really do it. Look it up. Look up, each chakra, say to Google, can you tell me, or AI, whatever, and you tell me about all the chakras and the characteristics of it being imbalanced and balanced so that you can learn about it, however you need to do it, or look it up in YouTube or wherever. And like really stop watching TV because they're way programming people. Programs, channels, television tell lies to your vision. I mean, there's a lot there. So you just pull away from it to where you're able to, spend that time in meditation, healing your chakras, and be able to see. Nature and animals are important. If you've done negative things that has put negativity on you, you've got to heal all that. You've got to pay your karmic debt. You got to do everything you can. If you killed animals, well, you need to be taking care of them. You need to be doing everything that you can do to make that right, to make it clear to the universe that you are sorry for what you did and you want to be forgiven. And a lot of it is you forgiving yourself. The divine just helps you to get there. Okay? Don't be a part of harming any other being. And like I said, like parasitical insects, that's not godly. Okay? That literally comes from negative things, from demonic things. All right? So, like parasitical would be parasites, fleas, mosquitoes, things that, every parasites have to have a host. They can't parasite off another parasite. So that should be a pretty descriptive, But yeah, I want to keep this short because the other one was rather long. But y'all, this is life changing, and you're able to. It's like you're able to learn how to be magnetic, and when you learn how to bring in what it is you need, you want, whatever's going to fix this situation, it changes everything. It is world changing. How about making this a world where we don't have, jails, prisons, law officials, government, da 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 da. We don't really need these controls that they have. I mean, the sin is the restriction. So if you stop sinning, okay, which you need the divine's help for that, you can't do it alone, then you wouldn't have these, all these restrictions, these more restrictions, more restrictions. You know what I'm saying? If you've done something to someone, you put them in jail, and you go to jail, pay your karmic debt. You've stolen something, pay it back. I highly suggest you do it before you have to pay the karmic debt of, putting someone in jail. And maybe you don't have to go as long. Maybe you learn quick, whatever it is. But pray, 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 pray. It's part of the mantra or your word spells that you're learning. Okay? I mean, the Bible's a word spell. It's a spell book. Okay? So learn everything you can spiritually, the metaphysical. God is nature, not religion, so that's very important to keep that in mind. Anyone that feels that animals are beneath them, that they're just instinct, you're not healed, and it's very obvious. The people that try to say the animals live by instinct, but yet there's these people that are living by instinct because there's no compassion, no remorse, because they've done so much bad. And there's good and bad in everything. So you have to learn how to see it, and there are middle areas, gray areas, because of people that are healing. You'll never regret taking this journey and ascending, because then you don't have to keep going through loops and cycles and loops and cycles and never getting out. It's just like being in nonstop traps, Groundhog Days. It just keeps repeating. Go watch the movie Groundhog Day if you can get through it. I couldn't get past the first time it started to repeat. I was like, oh, I can't do this. I already got the picture. But go watch it. You have to look at these movies differently, and you really see a lot. But you just won't regret taking this journey. It's to help you to heal and to be able to understand what it feels like when you're doing something to someone else and they didn't deserve it. It's so that you really do comprehend it, so that you don't do it to anyone ever again. And, you want to pray to not self-sabotage, so that, and to get out of cycles, for them to, to be closed, so on and so forth. You will learn this by watching, people that put out videos like this, right? And like, share, and subscribe, all that stuff. Now, if you're someone that you're not able to, follow with the law of reciprocity, with, like donations or whatever, then like, share, and subscribe, and share it places. That helps people to learn, so that they can heal. And the commercials too, when someone has them, when I get to that point, because they keep siphoning off my videos and stuff. If you're doing that, well, you got a karmic debt too. That's the people at YouTube, the people at Google, and all this stuff. All these people in this cult and coven that are part of it. Yeah, I know what y'all are doing. Stealing someone's videos and putting it out like they made it. No. You've got to pay all that back. Not only do you got to pay it all back, but you got to pay for pain, suffering, the slander, defamation of character. I mean, it goes on and on and on. That is self-sabotage in the max. You're slowing yourself from healing and going the wrong way. If you don't take care of this, you get the reverse rapture. I did videos about it. The death angel, the reverse rapture. It's either deal with your ego. Okay, ego is edging God out. If you don't believe in God, then you're going to pay a heavy price for that. Don't do it. Just heal. It's there for everyone. But these people that are doing this stuff, they don't realize that they're like a cat going to water. If it's a cat that hates water. Um, and they're just full of fear. They're full of fear. Even if they have hate and all this stuff and they love to hate someone, that's just fear. It's fear. And maybe it's projected from someone else or somewhere else, or the whole cult coven that's, worldwide and self sabotaging on a mass scale. But if all you can do is talk shit about someone that's doing what they can to wake you up, the The Awakenings, the movie The Awakening, and what pill did they take? Right? It's actually a red pill. The wake up. The find out the truth. You don't want to be in that blue pill mode where you're like, oh, tell me lies. There's the song, Tell You Sweet Little Lies. That's not helping anyone. It's harming them and it's hurting them. The only people that want to keep the lies going is they feel they're getting somewhere. The people have, sexual addictions and don't seem to realize because you were molested. A lot of people have been through this and don't know it. They've been traumatized to the point that they don't remember, they don't know. It's for these people to keep their secrets hidden. Well, there comes a day when all things are revealed. Wouldn't it be best to go get healed so that you're not, put literally exposed in front of the whole world, like your deeds, what you've done? It can get pretty rough. To heal and turn and do the right things. Okay, you say you don't believe in God. Well, why not go on this path to see if it is true, isn't true? How come people don't do that? They say they don't believe in God. No, you're afraid. How do you get rid of the fear? Go on this path. It makes it all simple. All right, guys. Love y'all. Take care.